Back here at home this morning, walking outside, as I was concentrating to not slip on the ice, I got slapped in the face by that cold. It was quite
the wind,
adventure.
Yeah, it'll get you. It's always something this time of year, right? Yeah, it's real tricky to navigate lawns and driveways and all that stuff. You think the grass is crunchy. It's not. It's just a glaze of ice. It's you're walking like a penguin. Remember that old commercial? Walking like a penguin with the ice. That's kind of what we're doing here this morning, and we're going to be doing it again this afternoon. Live look outside. We're fine this morning. Morning commute looks good. We've got mainly cloudy skies, a bit of a breeze outside this morning. But in terms of your weather impact today, we're going to be dealing with some icing that's going to be moving in. We're cloudy right now. We're in the 20s area wide. It's a quiet start. A few snowflakes back towards Detroit. Right now we are dry with 20s area wide. But as Dave mentioned, that wind, it's different today versus yesterday. It's picked up and out of the northeast, pointing towards a low pressure, which is way back towards Kansas. But you throw that wind into our 20-degree air, and it feels more like the teens as you're getting started. So a cold start to our Wednesday morning. The difference is there between the Arctic air, minus 25 air temp in Bismarck right now. Yikes. You compare that to some of the warmer air that's going to try to work in here today. And that boundary, that difference between the cold and the warm, yeah, we've got a storm system in between. So here it comes right now. Not a lot of precip, at least from here back towards areas of Missouri. This is the chunk we're going to get into this afternoon that comes into our cold surface temperatures that we have. So we're expecting a wintry mix, at least initially with this. All the heavier snow back towards areas of Kansas, up towards Illinois. Michigan going to get some snow as well. But in our own backyard here, we mentioned this yesterday, Erie and Huron County, you've got winter weather advisories that kick in at 1 o'clock because you're going to stay ice longer than everyone else. And in fact, back towards Toledo, there are ice storm warnings. So if you've got travel plans, Turnpike, I-90 out towards the west, Toledo's going to get a lot icier than we are here in Northeast Ohio. But for us, we've got our own window here that kicks in early this afternoon, goes through that evening rush hour. We have that weather impact alert for some icy travel briefly before temperatures warm. You notice we're getting up near 40 by 11 o'clock. That's when temps will peak. So once we get into the evening hours, we'll lose that threat for slippery travel. But again, we've got that window we've got to get through, and it does include that evening rush hour. So about 3 to 9 o'clock, we've got that weather impact alert for the wintry mix. Slick spots are possible as this precip initially moves in. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast, cloudy through noon, no problems whatsoever. Here comes our precipitation. This will be a mix of freezing rain and sleet. Just kind of what we've been through the last couple events, right? Although this one's a lot more brief. Notice 4 or 5 o'clock moving north through the area, and then eventually by 6, 7 o'clock, we're all cold rain. Just because it's raining, though, doesn't mean we're still going to be fine, because we'll still have some icy spots from what happened earlier in the afternoon. I'd say by 8, 9 o'clock we'll be good. Cold rain sets in tonight. Temperatures peak around midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then temps will start to come down. We're back near freezing for that morning commute. Precip should be out of here, but any residual wet spots will start to freeze up, so anything untreated will be slick tomorrow morning. And then notice we spend much of the day in the 20s with a gusty wind tomorrow, much colder with an area of snow showers will move through during the afternoon. Could put down a quick coating with that. In terms of ice, that's the main concern, mainly back towards Erie, Huron County, Toledo. That's where we're expected the most icy conditions to occur as we get on into the day. And then the weekend, we've got a weekend storm system to watch. Big old winter storm still looks to impact the area. There's a potential for area-wide accumulating snow. That's not just the snow belt, that is all of northern Ohio. I'll show you how this is evolving on the latest model runs. Nice and quiet on our Friday. Snow should begin on Saturday, so you'll wake up to some snowflakes as it looks right now. All indication is we get some warmer air in here, and this is key. The track of this low is going to be key, because the Euro, in my thinking, changes over to rain Saturday afternoon into the evening before that rain becomes all snow and heavy snow Sunday before ending with a gusty wind. But the GFS and the Canadian models, the global models we look at, they keep us all snow the entire event. That would be a big difference versus changing over to rain. So the track of this low is going to be crucial. Still kind of up in the air in terms of how that evolves. But we turn snowy and colder around here Sunday into Monday. And boy, do we lock into cold air next week. We stay below average the next 5 days. But look at Monday, back down to 17. Behind this system, it's going to grab cold Arctic air and bring it in for much of next week. Next week looks cold for multiple days. Your Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast, we've got the weather impact alert days for Saturday and Sunday. But then look at the cold next week. 17 Monday, 18 Tuesday. Wind chills well below zero all the way through Wednesday at this point. Danita?
Well, Matt, it's 5:18, and as temperatures remain below freezing, the icy conditions continue to affect our roads and sidewalks. 3 News spoke to the Parma Fire Department about some of the issues they are seeing. They tell us they have received nearly 50 calls related to the ice in the last few days alone. In some spots, the ice is up to 2 inches deep.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere right now, and it's so hard because it's so thick. It's hard to melt it with, salt right now.
Really thick. So how can you keep yourself safe and prepare for the next storm? First thing you got to do, break the ice with a heavy shovel. Clear walkways so it doesn't melt and refreeze, and make sure you place on another layer of salt.
Sounds like fun.